Hello guys, welcome to this section. In this section, I'll be showing you a few things. So this is the Linux desktop. Yeah, as we all know that Linux has also the GUI part as like Windows, the way it has GUI, the graphical user interface. But Linux, the power of Linux lies on the terminal. And knowing the terminal is very important, especially if you want to maybe to be a system administrator, maybe yeah, because most servers maybe they are using a lot of servers there nowadays they are using Linux. Yeah, for example, let's say NASA uses Linux. Yeah, and also maybe if you are interested maybe in a career in security, maybe cyber security, pen testing. Yeah, you also need to be familiar with the Linux terminal. So Linux terminal is very important. But Linux has also the graphical user interface. As you can see, can just navigate using the graphical user interface. Yeah, can navigate the file system, can navigate everything using the graphical user interface. But its power mostly lies on the terminal. Yeah, we have the application. You can come and see the application the way they have been grouped. Yeah, and we shall see each application. Yeah, and how it works and how to use it. Yeah, you know, hacking actually is a process. Yeah, there are 5 steps in hacking. Each one in the near future I'll take you through the process of hacking. And hacking as a process is the easiest of all the steps in hacking. Yeah, the real hacking. Yeah, is the easiest step. Yeah, but we have the steps like information gathering, which has a lot of work to be done. Yeah, so I'll take you through those steps. But in the meantime, let us be familiar with the Linux first. Let us be familiar with the terminal because we'll be using the tools and the terminal mostly. So let us go to the terminal. So in Linux terminal command part 1, I showed you how to add a user. So now I want to show you how to give that user the sudo permission, because you can I had warned you earlier on that even if you have the root permission, don't always log in the system as root user. Why? Because as a root user, you can mistakenly delete a very important file, and in Linux to recover it might be hard. You might never recover it. So it's better to log in as a root as a regular user, not the super user. So let me show you how to add a user. So let us see. So I've logged in as Abel. So let us add a new user. Let us say we use a simple command to say sudo super user do. Yeah. So because Abel is already in the sudoers file, so it can use the sudo command. So you say sudo add user gen. Add user gen. Click enter. Then it asks you for password of Abel. Then user gen already exists. So let's say sudo add user Kennedy. User Kennedy. Password, let's see. Yeah. So user Kennedy has been added. So we can even log into user Kennedy by using the simple command switch user Kennedy. So password, wrong password. I've entered the wrong password. Switch user Kennedy. Yes. So I've logged in as Kennedy. So let me now show you what I want to do. So let's say we want to add a user as Kennedy. So let's say you are a new user in the system. You are Kennedy, and you've been given a task to add another user. So let's say sudo add user Grace. So see, Kennedy, look at this, the last statement. Kennedy is not in the sudoers file. This incident will be reported. So Kennedy has no any permission to add, or to use the super user do, the sudo command. Kennedy has no permission, and it's not good. We need to give Kennedy that permission to be in the sudoers file. And to do that, there are two ways you can do that. The first way, you can open the sudoers file and add Kennedy there in the sudoers file, or else we can just simply use this command. So let me switch as let me exit from, so let us switch to Abel. So password of Abel is that. So Abel has logged in. So we can say sudo so that we've been root, so that we can do these commands. So we can just simply say user mode. We're giving Abel now the command user mode minus a minus capital G, the group. We are giving username into the group sudo. The name of the user now is Kennedy. So that's like that. So Kennedy now has the sudoers permission. So you can say switch user Kennedy. So now we are in Kennedy. Now let's see if Kennedy can create a user in the system. So you can simply say sudo you can just say sudo add user Grace. Password for Kennedy, it has already added another user called Grace. As you can see, switch to Grace. So that is how you can add a user to the sudoers file, or you can give a user a sudoers permission, because sudo is very, very useful if you are not root. Remember, for instance, if you are in a system, maybe you are in a system and there is one maybe system administrator who has the root permission. The rest of you, maybe you are given a sudoers permission, so that you exist in the sudoers file, so that you can perform action as root, even if you're not root. So basically, guys, that's how you do that. There is another command called man. Man stand for let us exit this account first. Kennedy. So let us say sudo su. So let us be root in this line. Man stand for man is an application, stand for manual. Manual, we know every application has its own manual. In Linux, every application has its own manual. If you forgot how a certain application works, you can simply go to man and see how does that application work. For instance, let's say we want to see the man for nano. We talked about nano in the previous section. So nano is a text editing file. So you can see how nano is being used. You can see even some example. So this is the manual for nano, how to use nano. To exit, we just press Q. Well, we can man for John, maybe John the Ripper. Can see how it works. So there, every application has a man page for itself. Okay. So as you can see all these things there with the man. Man has its own manual. For example, you want to know how to use the manual page of every application, you can just click man. I want to see the manual of man. So you can see gives me all the it shows me how it can be used. So another thing that I want to dwell in is another, let's ls in this section, and ls with long listing. So I want to talk about the permission. The permission. I want to talk about permissions. So to easily talk about permission, let us navigate to this directory, Python learning. So let us just go to Python learning. Let us cd Python learning. So ls we have a symbol Python. Let us create another Python name. Let us create another Python program here. Let's say just my first script, my first Python, my first Python.py, my first Python.py. Then we nano my first Python.py. So here, so let's write a simple application. Let's say print, maybe say this is my first Python program. Happy to be here. Happy to be here. Then we just Control O. We save it. We exit. So if we ls, we'll see there is this. Look at this application. Python, my first Python program. Look at it. So let us do this. Let us ls with the long listing. I want to talk about permission. I want to talk about permission. How does permission operate? We are in a user called Abel. We are in a group called sudo, the sudoers group, and then we have all users. So these three, look here, rwx, r-x. It has been divided into three. The owner of the file, that is Abel. We are in user Abel. User Abel has created a file called my first Python program, has created this file. So this is the owner. Then Abel is in the sudoers group. So this second column is the sudoers group. Then the third group is all user group. So permission will operate this way. So here Abel is the owner of this file. R stand for read. So Abel has permission to read this file. So that's why you can see I can say nano. My first Python. I can read it. Okay. That's the meaning of read. I can read it. I can write on it. Abel has W. This W stands for write. Abel can do this. Can simply do this. Can come here and start doing other things. I can write on it. Okay. I can write on it. So for instance, let's say print. I have permission to write on this. Permission to write on. Have permission to write on this because it's the owner. So can save, can exit. Then we exit. Then Abel, there is this dash. Look at the first one. The first one has RWX, X for execute, R read, W write, X for execute. So here, my first Python, Abel has the permission to read, write, but does not have the permission to execute, meaning this is an application, but Abel can't run it. And we want to give him that permission. Then you have what you call the group, the sudoers group. The sudoers group has only permission to read it, they don't have permission to write or execute it. Okay, so then the group, all other users in the system also have the permission to read but not to execute. But we can give all the users the permission to read, write, execute, read, write, execute. Okay, so it's simple. It's simple to give permission. You can just say, so we want to change the mode. If all of them have the permission to read, write, execute, add up to 7. I'll show you how it adapts to 7. Read, write, execute adds up to 7. I'll show you shortly how it reads to 7. So if you want to give, for instance, Abel the permission to read, write, and execute, we'll say change mode. So there's this command, change mode. Then you give it, for instance, I want Abel to have that permission to read, write, execute. I want also the sudoers group to read, write, execute. I want also the all other users to read and write and execute this command. So I'll just say just say then the name of the program, my first Python .py. So if we ls with the long, we can see it has changed. Read, write, execute, read, write, execute, read, write, execute. So if I want to deny them another permission, I just say change mode to 7. Maybe I want to give them the permission to read, write, but not execute. I can just give them 5. Then I put my first Python program. Then if we elect with the -l, you can see it has changed. So the Abel, the owner, has read, write, execute, but the rest has read, execute. They don't have write permission. Okay, so that's basically how permission works. So if I want to run this command, I just say deep, then I say my first Python.py. Then it runs. This is my first Python program. Happy to be here. I have a permission to write on this. So basically that's how permission works. So thank you guys for watching this video. Yeah, remember to like, share, and subscribe, and also hit the notification bell, so that whenever I upload a video, you can be notified. Okay, so keep tune on, remain there, so that maybe guys at the end of the day, maybe we want to be ethical hackers, want to know how to hack. So this basic thing, they sometimes look like small things, like unnecessary things, but trust me, they're very important. So see you there, guys. Take care.